Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of Thick Sustainable Infrastructure Finance, where we will challenge conventional sustainability finance wisdom. This channel is sponsored by ZCM Sustainability. ZCM Sustainability seeks to help build the bridge to a sustainable future by financing thick, sustainable infrastructure. Thanks for giving us a listen. I am your host, Karen Kuby, and I'm joined by this channel's creators, Bill Fitzgerald and John Nelson. Before I hand it over to Bill for just a note about this channel, our sponsor, ZCM Sustainability, is a financial services provider. And in order to meet compliance guidelines, we will be working from scripts. So please excuse our rather stiff dialogue. With that said, Bill, will you start us off?
I'm Bill Fitzgerald. I'm coming to you with 35 years of investment experience, most notably at Nuveen Investments, where I was a chief investment officer. And I invested in a variety of different securities, including municipal bonds that finance infrastructure in the United States.
And I'm John Nelson, coming to you with 45 years of engineering experience. The first half I spent in practice designing engineered works, and the second half has been split between finance and academics.
Thank you both. Through this channel, we seek dialogue about how we will manage and ultimately solve our common global environmental challenges collectively. Humankind is increasingly living in an environmentally unstable manner, and as the consequences of this, like climate change, become more obvious, investors' money is in motion, trying to help. So let's begin with you, John. How and when did you become a proponent of thick, sustainable infrastructure investing?
Well, Karen, I've been at this my whole life, one way or another, my whole professional career. But about 10 years ago, Bill and I teamed up to figure out how to find the most important, largest scale, and most environmentally impactful projects addressing climate change specifically and environmental sustainability generally. We developed a rigorous science-based system of thick, sustainable infrastructure finance in response, which we plan to elaborate on through this channel. And today we manage capital for investors looking to put their money to work on the projects having the greatest impact in these areas. Now, at the same time, the financial services industry has responded with many products under broad categories like ESG, SRI, impact, and more. Yet thoughtful people ask, is this enough? They've been around long enough. Does this really lead to the necessary environmental outcomes? Much of the evidence answers with a resounding no, and not by a little, as demonstrated by the data in this slide. So the data in this slide shows two very relevant elements around climate change. The first, the graphic in the upper left and foremost, shows renewable energy penetration in the United States as a percentage of total energy demand in the grid, and also demonstrates predictions over the years about how that growth will accelerate. And as you can see, the actual compared to the predicted are materially different. And even most recently at the COP26 conference, President Biden indicated that we need to make a fast transition to renewables, and that the solution implicitly to our climate problem is renewables deployed fully by 2050. There's just no evidence from history that that will work. And as we'll talk about in later sessions, experts in both economics and in energy transition and also in thermodynamics have profound observations about the underpinnings for why these overly optimistic expectations about renewables are flawed. Now, on the right, you'll see a graph of carbon dioxide in the environment. This is from Mauna Loa Volcano Observatory in Hawaii. It's at about 14,000 feet. It's one of the few stations in the world that monitors carbon dioxide in the atmosphere consistently. And it's a good indicator of this problem of global warming and climate change. Carbon dioxide is one of the most important greenhouse gases that causes climate change, causes Earth's temperature to rise. While the greenhouse is a good thing, too much of it is not. And as you can see from this graph, all the way back to 1960, we've just steadily marched up higher, and even at a little bit of an accelerating rate. And notwithstanding the commitments we've made, the agreements we've signed, and all of the actions we've taken. So when I say that the industry, the financial industry, has created these tools to impact these things, there still hasn't been a direct connection between idea and program and measurable outcome. And that's what we're about. At Fixed Sustainable Infrastructure Finance, we're about connecting what we do with change, material, scalable, repeatable, measurable change. Our goal as it relates to climate change is to deploy capital efficiently to first slow this curve down on the right-hand side and ultimately bend it down.
We're convinced that in order to meaningfully change the current trajectory, we must go beyond conventional wisdom by financing and deploying the right kind of critical infrastructure, built infrastructure that addresses the scarcity of natural resources and the tangible impact of changing climate. That's what this channel is about. It's for the investor or their advisor who seeks to invest their capital to make the greatest and most timely impact on these environmental challenges. Thanks for tuning in.
So there you have it, a quick overview of our purpose and objective. Stay tuned. In upcoming episodes, we'll address some contemporary issues and give some examples as we help build the bridge to a sustainable future. In episode 2, we'll explain fixed sustainable infrastructure finance in detail, emphasizing that urgency matters. That's it for today. Please tell us what you think. We always learn from our colleagues.